Yeah, this is a short series on rescuing a Kundo anniversary clock. So I saw on Facebook a guy had a clock for sale for free. He wanted to give it away, and so I couldn't beat the price. Went out to his house, drove out there. He wasn't home, but he left it outside, which was strange. And so I picked it up and took it home, and we're going to rescue the clock and bring it back to life. And this is a mini series, several videos about that process and how to bring a small anniversary clock back to life from the dead. Hopefully you'll like the series. Okay, so here's the update from the last video. The clock stopped after about 20 minutes, so I kept adjusting it and it kept stopping after about 20 minutes, and so then I had to figure out what was wrong. So I went to bed and slept on it and thought about what could be wrong, and then I thought maybe there's three things I could do, or couple of things I could do to maybe improve it. So I put my beat analyzer machine on it, and I turned the volume on so I could hear the tick-tock and what was going on with it. And I could hear that there was some noise in the gears, that they weren't running as smoothly as they should be. So what I did is I took the clock apart, and I could see that I was checking the gears to see if they were true. And I found out that one of them, the center one, was a little bit bent. So I put it on my lathe, straightened that out, and then I also polished the pivots. So before I polished them on the lathe, but I didn't polish them with anything, any kind of polisher. So I used a polish and polished each individual pivot as well. And then while I was polishing the pivots, I found that I cleaned the gears as well with a toothpick, and I found that there was still some kind of plastic stuck in a couple of the gears on the escape wheel. So of course that would have a big impact. So I did that. So there's three things that I was able to do to improve the operations. And just turn this around. Okay, here we go. So here's the clock. I finished it today, and it's been running for about since 10:30, and it's now 2:15. So it's been doing its thing for several hours, and that's usually a good indication that it's going to keep running. So of course we want to test it for 8 hours before we do anything with it. So what I'm going to do is put the dome on it, move it to another spot where I can keep it, because I got to get it off my desk, and put the dome on it, and that should be the end of this puppy, this project. Yeah, she's running good. Hello, Ken here. This is the final video in the series of rescuing the anniversary clock, which is a Keininger Oberfeld clock. That's why they call it Kundo. Here it is here, because it says Kundo on there, and that stands for Keininger and Oberfeld, and the und in the middle is and. The K stands for Keininger, the O stands for Oberfeld, and the und stands for and. So anyway, a little bit of trivia there. So as you can see, I cleaned up the glass dome, put it on top, and the clock has been running very nicely for 2 days now. So I'm pleased about that, and this series should end right now. But full disclosure, we do have a problem. The clock is running very fast, and the reason it's running very fast, the reason it's running so fast is because it has the wrong torsion spring on it. So when I picked the torsion spring, to put on the clock, I picked what I had lying around, and what I had lying around shop was a here in the basement, it's not really a shop, a 0024 suspension spring. This is what it looks like for all of our 400-day pendulum spring. So that's what I used, but what I've learned on the internet is that I need a 0032 spring. That's the spring I need. And because what will happen is I'll get more amplitude in the swing. And because what was happening is I was adjusting, because the clock was so fast, I was adjusting it slower and slower and slower using the adjusting dial. And eventually it got so slow that the pendulum would not go past the drop lock on the escapement. So after you hear it click, it goes past a certain ways. Well, it stopped doing that, and it would stop moving. It would stop going. So basically I need more amplitude, and I'll get that with the thicker torsion spring. It'll throw the pendulum past the drop and lock a lot farther, and that will give me room to adjust the adjusting lever down to get it closer to the right time. These anniversary clocks aren't the greatest for keeping perfect time anyway. Not as good as a quartz clock or even a mechanical clock. So they're not the greatest, but they're fun little clocks and people really like them. So, and I kind of like that one. This will end the series on the rescue of the anniversary clock. I do have other videos posted if you want to go back and look at them, of other rescues and repairs that I've done, and a few motorcycling videos as well. So stay tuned for more videos in the future. I hope you like this one. Thank you.